understand.
Yes, it does. Eula. Oh no.
Oh,
You say you
because you know those are popping up on my screen.
What happened?
No. I'm not just because Dr. Walker said, because I said, we said.
Oh yeah, we're live.
Takes away from our
In
content
case you didn't know.
when we discuss.
What do you mean you haven't used season?
How you feeling? You ready to start?
What do you mean?
I'm ready.
She gotta
Right.
tell him to be quiet.
Oh yeah, lady, we can hear Calvin.
Oh, season.
Huh?
Oh, the thing. Okay.
What's up, Lee?
Oh,
I didn't get
Yeah,
it.
when y'all ready.
I'm ready.
How y'all doing?
Oh,
We good.
we're live.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on today?
Where's everybody else at though? They're already here.
Listen, they'll come when they come. Here we go.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. And we are back with your new favorite podcast. As always, it's your favorite Mason and
You already know it's the girl Corey Dees, aka Lemon Squeeze, aka we're back with another live and direct episode of Hush Your Mouth. We have some Hush Your Mouth family here today. And we're about to get crazy here today. It's a lot of different stuff happening today, so I'm excited. But before we get into all of that, Jay Storms, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me again. What's up, family? What's up? What's up?
Oh, God.
came in clutch on Sunday. Walked in, and the walk. Appreciate you. I was getting jumped by all these females. Jumped.
I know, I got you.
Absolutely crazy.
You needed a little assistance out there. She came in.
Yeah, because y'all were not factual.
They
y'all
needed
were just
the
totally
like
just gonna be strong and wrong. Y'all were gonna be strong and wrong no matter what.
Yeah, but what happened was you sent out the back call because then Mel jumped in, and then one of our viewers, our Hush Your Mouth family from the audience, was like, "Send the link. I want to join this call." And he came in and he was throwing.
You know what's funny? We were still outnumbered. There was how many women in the audience? There was how many women on the screen?
Are we adding the
It don't
person
matter.
or are we adding the physical people?
Listen,
Sheesh, physical, online, it was just outnumbered.
you know what? Whatever. Before we
That part.
get into all of that, let's make sure we introduce. Hey, sucker free lady, how you doing? Welcome back to Hush Your Mouth.
Hey.
They was about to try to just be so rude, that crazy. But Shin, welcome back to Hush Your Mouth. Thank you for coming back. Well, this is actually your first appearance here. This is your first appearance here.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, welcome to Hush Your Mouth. Oh, goodness. And we also have Elusive E and Slick and Todd, and they will be joining us a little bit later on today. Before we jump into our episode, usually we do Talk to Me Tuesdays here on Tuesday where we report the current events and things like that. We're not doing that today. We're skipping that because we're going straight into the message here today. What we do
Exploring
that?
toxicity at its finest.
What?
Exploring toxicity at its finest.
Mason, no. All right, let's go into our
Hey, you catch a feeling?
let's go to our mental health check-in. Lady, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I took the day off yesterday, so that helped me recoup my life. And then today I came into work. My kids did good with the subs, and they were doing what they were supposed to do, and they didn't get on my nerves. So shouts to that.
Yeah, shout out to that. Even though I told you to go to work anyway. You shouldn't have took the day off, but I guess some care is needed sometimes. Shin, how are you? Welcome to Hush Your Mouth again. How you feeling today?
I'm good. Today's my first day back in the office after being out for about a month and a half. So it was back to business as usual.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. How's that? That's fun. That's exciting.
Yeah, so much joy. So much joy.
Mel, how's it going?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Anyways,
Good. How's your mental health? We haven't seen you in a while. It's your first time back, and how's your mouth in some time?
I'm doing a lot better. You know, I had a little spout after losing my father, so I had to take some.
Oh man, I sympathize with you. I lost my father. Literally, it's about to be 10 months now.
Well,
so I know how that feels.
9 months and about 13 days now.
Wow.
So I
So
feel
stay
you.
strong.
Yeah.
Were you very close to your dad?
I'm a daddy's girl. The only man I'm gonna ever be a girl for, my daddy.
Oh, that's that's
All right,
I'm giving you the
thanks.
hug to the people. Eula, what's
Yes,
up? You made it.
I'm ready for the shit, honey. Where's the other gentleman?
Period.
Where is the other gentleman?
You gotta wait till 7 minutes.
Where is the other gentleman?
Wait, you gotta wait till 7 minutes. She's coming in. She's ready. She's jumping off the porch.
Coming in hot.
Drop one or two bombs for me, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Yo. Okay, well, how's your mental health? Thank you for coming back here on Hush Your Mouth. You ready for today? You did not like how that thing ended on.
Listen, I didn't even take off my work clothes. Okay, I didn't even take off my work clothes. I literally just got up at work. I had a conversation with my mom, and I was like, "Oh snap! It's about to be 8 o'clock in the East Coast. Let me just go over there and do what I gotta do because I'm ready. I'm ready."
Subtle flex.
Don't do that. Don't do that. My baby's rising. She's rising.
Ain't nothing
I'm
wrong with that.
rising.
Subtle.
I'm rising.
Nathan, I guess we'll ask you how you doing today. How you?
Oh,
doing?
thank you. Thank you for including me. I am doing great. Great. Had a long day. Had to get up early. Little car maintenance, normal stuff. Adulting all day.
But,
But,
first of all,
it happens. Every once in a while, you got to do a little adulting.
If somebody would have told me how ghetto adulting is, I would have just preferred to just be a kid for the rest of my life. The only fun part is just partying and hanging out. That's the only fun part. But the first of the month, honey, I don't like that part.
First and 15th, last of the month, the 22nd, all of it. Tired of it.
Adulting completely sucks. So people out there, nobody should be listening to our show if they're really under 18. But if you are, adulting sucks. And hopefully you learn something from us here on Hush Your Mouth. Oh man. All right. So y'all already know we're here. It's kind of like giving Battle of the Sexes vibes. Because, you know, the boys were pumped up. The fellas, that's what they were calling themselves. They were pumped up. They were popping the junk in the group chat. They were like talking crazy. They want to know why good girls love bad boys. First of all, who said that I was a good girl? I never said that.
First of all, nobody likes bad boys because I don't want to be physically hurt or mentally abused. It's just it's the energy. I think it's a bad boy energy.
Yes.
The energy.
It's the energy. They gotta align. They gotta match.
Yes.
G.
They have to.
Energy.
Period.
So let's jump straight into it because we got a long, lengthy show. Go ahead, Nathan. Say it. Say pause.
Pause. I didn't even hear it. We have a what?
Oh, I wanted to say that. Nobody asked me how my mental health was, but I wanted to say that, yeah, I really missed the equipment that you brought to my house. And anybody wants to get me some equipment, because I really like the idea of those headphones and that microphone and just the feel of it. It just really gave me, like, you know, it ignited a flame within me for this podcast. You know, and I just want you guys to know that I'm going to be bringing you some real exciting energy in the next coming months. We're going to make 1 year soon. And
manifesting.
yeah, we are gonna make 1 year soon. There's nothing to manifest about that. That is gonna happen. It's gonna be amazing next year. We're gonna get $1 million contract. Now that's manifesting.
Yes.
Period.
I'm going for 10 now.
Okay, we need more than 10. But go ahead, Mason, introduce the topic. I already kind of did, but you could just, do your commentator thing that you do with those nice mics.
Okay. Well, basically what's happening tonight is the battle of the sexes. As you can see, the topic is kind of simple. Good girls love bad boys. And why do good girls love bad boys? If you haven't seen our promo videos on Instagram, we were all over the place. It's the ladies versus the fellas. The fellas are grouping up right now. We're trying to get everybody in. As they come in, we'll rotate the screen. We'll get everybody on. We'll go through. It won't be a jumping situation like we did with our impromptu show on Sunday. So everybody's going to get a chance to speak, state their point. We're going to speak out.
It won't be really long. It won't be a really long episode. It won't be a really long episode because everybody has something different to say about something different. So this is a completely different show. We don't need everybody's answers on everything, but people got some things that they got to say and they want to get off their chest, and that's what we're doing here on Hush Your Mouth tonight. So, first question.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Nice
guys finish last. Are nice guys or yes men unattractive?
Who you asking that question?
Lady, what do you think?
So, I will say that I find nice guys very attractive. Like, I like a nigga to talk nice to me, to do me good, to consider me, to do all of those things. Like, if you're not doing that for me, off top, that's a no-go. So, yeah, you have to technically be a nice guy. Even if you're a bad boy, you better be a nice guy because you got to be able to do the nice shit. Now, a yes man, that's unattractive. Like, nobody wants a yes man, somebody that's going to just tell you yes all the time, never never have that dialogue with you. Like, no one's doing that because a yes man is really just a desperate man. That's a nigga. That's a man that's just trying to do whatever it takes to get whatever needs to be done. So no one's doing that with the yes man. Like, a nice guy has a backbone. A yes man is a doormat, and I will wipe my feet. I'm gonna be
That's what she said. She said what her mama taught her some things.
Just saying.
Shin, what do you think?
Pretty much. I think as I shared with you too, generationally it's a little different for me because I don't look at it the same way. Like, a nice man can lack assertiveness, where a bad guy or whatever is more aggressive in the tone and how they come at you. So for me, it's going to always be the assertive one because that means you're going to stand your ground. You're going to compromise, but you're not going to have that undertone of hostility. So that's where I can just kind of navigate differently on that one.
Well, for me, so first of all, the question is the statement was nice guys finish last. My whole thing about that was, yes, they may finish last, but they still finish. So that's like a plus for them. They still finish. Hold on. He's commenting. Tell him to go in the comments. Your people in the back. Tell them people in the back to simmer down. Call your dog talk. Call your dog talk. I don't need to be getting distracted by that over there.
I can't control everything. I'm controlling the cameras, the words. I can't control everything.
So I want to say nice guys now are more attractive than ever. I've dated nice guys in the past and I didn't really appreciate them. Definitely yes men. Definitely me and a yes man just would never be a good go because I have a lot of masculine energy and I need somebody to be able to tone it down. You can't tone it down if you're always adding fire to my masculine energy, and then I might just get confused about who's really the nigga here. And now I'm the nigga in the relationship. You know what I mean? That's just not good with that. And like Lady says, a yes man is gonna be the doormat, and I'm gonna wipe my feet. So, yeah, no, I mean, nice guys are cool, but nice guys are cooler than yes men. Be a nice guy. Don't be a yes man.
A yes man is a no man.
No man for the yes man. He's getting friend zoned because I could just keep you. I'm friend zoning the yes man. And in my past, I would friend zone the nice guy, but not in my current life. In my old life, yes. Definitely friend zoning. Because I can get everything I want from you without requiring anything. I'm kind of like the bad boy in that situation now. You know what I mean?
Well, most of your answers is basically because, like you said, you're not a good girl, you're a bad girl. So, of course, you wouldn't find the yes man. The yes man wouldn't be what you really want, you know. But the outcome is you're gonna want a good guy in the end. Look at where you at now. So I don't think the nice guys last. You know what I'm saying? They just finished where they supposed to be at. You know, you realize, you know, it was fun doing this, but this is where it's really at with the good guys, the nice guys.
Where you with the nice guys?
No, this is where you really. This is where it's at with the nice guys.
Yeah, that's what it is. So you don't. They do, but that's why I said the nice guys do finish last, but they do finish. Shout out to you representing for all the nice guys, babe.
Shouts to my nigga over there on the side. Shouts.
But a quick question, Corey. You said masculine energy. We always talk about masculine energy on this show, but we've never really defined what masculine energy is. For you, what is masculine energy?
So naturally, this is what I like to call big dick energy. Me and my friends, me and my Frida hoes, me and my bitches, we like, and I'm just gonna curse a little bit right here, you know what I'm saying? Because I gotta tell y'all. So we call it big dick energy, and that's because like I can do everything that a man can do for myself. Like so, like I can hold down the fort like a nigga. Like I can do all of that. So for me, I have a lot of that already, but I need a man to be able to come in and kind of like, hey, you need to wear a dress. Pull your dress down. Pull your skirt down.
Get it together.
Put your skirt down. You're a lady. Act like a lady. You know, I'm check me. Check me a little bit. A yes man can't check me, and a nice man would never. I'm too raw for a nice man maybe sometimes. It's a little scary for him.
Well, I don't think.
So where do you fall? If you're not nice guy, you're not yes man. You're bad boy.
Who, me?
Yeah, where do you fall? Like you just eliminated everybody.
No, I didn't eliminate everybody. I was just telling you about how I got to this journey to be the nice guy that finished last.
Okay. So you picked the person that finished last.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Continue.
The nice guy ain't finished last.
That's what I was gonna say. That's my point.
But he finished last, but he finished strong.
No, he didn't finish.
That was like he finished first to me.
It's just that everything else set up the pace where she at right now. Having those bad guys made her realize that she needed a good nigga in her life.
Yeah, that is correct.
That's what I'm saying. So you didn't finish last. I just came. So how am I in last place?
Oh, look, that's an ego thing that the nice guy gotta figure that out.
You just the last nigga. You just the last nigga. That's all.
No, because I'm the real one. That's the last one. The end.
Yeah, that's as long as strong.
Wrong, but I'm saying that the nice nigga don't finish last.
I was just saying that at least they still finish. Because if you want to be technical, if this relationship or the nice guy had presented himself to me years ago, I wouldn't have accepted it because I wasn't able to appreciate everything that came along with the nice guy.
Respect.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got that.
So that's just me. That's my own personal experiences.
So that's why I said the nice guys didn't finish last.
Because I'm hearing like this. I'm hearing something, but I'm not sure what I'm hearing because it sounds like the nice guy is a punk. And you gonna run over a punk dude.
Yeah.
But then I'm hearing that you want a nice guy to take care of you and meet you where you at and, line you up every now and then. So it's like, you want a punk dude or you want a man who's gonna stand their ground and be like, I know you got this masculine energy or this alpha energy, but I need you to fall back for a second. Let me be a man to you. So it's almost like what you really saying.
God, choose a side, choose a lane.
Wait, stop.
So you're gonna get a different vibe.
Can I jump in a little bit?
Yeah, I need to understand it. Help me, sis.
So the thing about it is that it's not that the nice guy is a punk. That's not the thing. The thing is that at the time that where I was, maybe that nice guy wasn't what I needed at that time, or that's not what I wanted. So no, I probably didn't go for that nice guy. But as I matured, as I got older, I understood that nice guy is what I want, because that nice guy, he will still go back and forth with me about things that he doesn't agree with. He'll still have that backbone, but he's also going to be the nice guy that's going to be like, you know what, babe, you got it. I ain't even about to do it with you today. Like, I don't have to do all of that for that nice guy. That nice guy knows that he is all of that. He's already everything for you. So it's not like a proving thing. He doesn't prove anything because he knows it is. So yeah, he'll come back and forth with me about something that he might not agree with. But if it's something that's small or something that he'll just be like, you know what? All right, babe. All right, we can do that. I ain't even about to do that. It's not a punk. It's a man who can make decisions in the moment based on what's going on. That's what the nice guy is.
Beautifully said. I mean, that's what I wanted to kind of pull out because just like I know sis got this on lock, but I'm not hearing her say what I need her to say, because you're gonna stand your ground regardless. Because I can tell you, back in my heyday, I would date guys who I knew I felt I was superior and I can get whatever I wanted from them, and I did that, and I did that, and as an adult now, I felt bad.
I wasn't even talking, but I hushed my mouth.
But as I evolved, I realized what it was I was doing, and it changed me to be a better person as I am today, because it was guys who would be in love with me, and I knew they was, and I would. You want to buy me this? Okay, I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna go with the next guy.
You took advantage, and then you learned that it wasn't a take advantage. It was this nigga likes me, so I need to.
So can I ask you a question?
That's what it was.
Listen, can I ask you a question? Did you take advantage of the good guy or the bad guy?
This is me. This was back in the other time before y'all know me today. So back in the day when I was in college, it was a lot of dudes who tried to get at me. Some was, to me, beneath my caliber and a little whack, but I let them ride the ride because they wanted to be in my presence. So, okay, you want to be here, I'm going to let you be here. It's going to be on my terms. So
she said, and I quote, I let them ride the ride.
I let them ride the ride.
Let them ride the ride.
I heard that, Mason.
Bombs dropped.
I heard that. I was going on that.
You have to be yay tall.
I'm only 5'2", so you got to be very tall about this ride. But they wanted to be there. You know, I let them know, I'm not into you. I don't like you like that. You do nothing for me. That's how bad my mouth was prior to. But they wanted to be there, so they made a choice. I didn't hide who I was. I didn't deny who I was. They made a choice. They wanted to be
was they nice guys or bad guys? Do you feel like you back then? Okay, the subject is about good guys, nice guys, and bad guys, right? So
no,
bad boys.
This question
bad
is
boys.
About nice guys. And
yes, man. So would you
question.
consider that to be a nice guy that you did that to?
Yes.
Okay.
2 of them.
Yeah. Nice they're nice because they're going out their way to do things, and they want to make you happy, and they want to please you, and they want to give you these things. They do these things willingly. Like, for us, especially when you're a very attractive woman, you can sit there and tell a nice guy, like, look, I don't really want to be with you. And they still gonna go pay their bills. They're still gonna do
that's what it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a nice guy. And that don't sound like a nice guy. That sounds like a straight idiot. Sorry. That's just a dumb nigga. There's another level to that. Because you just saying they just want to come in and pay your bills and all that. No, nice guys ain't no fucking herbs. We ain't no busters. We ain't just.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that they was a herb or like that, but I would say because they thought they had a chance.
I had a guy.
Go ahead.
I had a nice guy who used to tell me he was a sucker. He was telling my friends he was a sucker. So,
I'm doing it.
Put it on mute.
Sorry, that's my sister.
I know, but he used to say he was a sucker because whenever I wanted something or whenever I needed something from him, I could go to him and I can ask him for it, and he would give it to me no matter what. If he was dating somebody, I can make him kick the person he was dating out of his house and allow me to come and just parlay and chill until I was ready to go.
Yes, pussy pop severely. Please, yes.
Girls.
But I mean, he knew what it was. Like he knew that there was nothing ever gonna be.
Okay, but he a sucker. Every nice guy ain't a sucker.
Wait, but Mel.
He defined himself as a sucker, but I didn't see him as a
I was
sucker.
going to say, you just said that he was a sucker. But wait, hold on. We going to think of it from his terms. A dude is telling you he's a sucker. He's a sucker. Point blank. There's not a lot to it. That don't mean he's a nice guy. I mean, he's a nice guy, but he's still a sucker. There's nice guys that's not suckers. There's just a certain limit to certain things.
Oh, okay. No, let me not business. Get out my
thought you.
Get out my.
I mean, I feel like Shan said something about they were nice guys, but they weren't on her caliber, and I think that's also a very big part of it too. Like, you could be a nice guy, but if you're not up to my caliber or what I got going on, I mean, you could be as nice as you want. Ain't gonna do with me because you're not where I need you to be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're gonna get played to the left. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
But
okay. Well, question number 2. Does that answer your questions? Do y'all have anything y'all want to rebuttal on that? Because you really can't.
I just want to say to Mel, it's not that they was punks. For me, they thought that they had a possibility to be in my life long term, despite what I said, despite what I told them, and I'm always honest with how I feel about people, so they don't get their feelings. So at the end, they chose to be there. I gave them an option to make a choice, so I didn't rob them of that option. I just want to say that I want to defend too.
It don't change the whole thing. Some people are just suckers. It's okay.
I don't think that make. I don't think. Because I think that, well, whatever, maybe they are. I don't know what I think. I just don't know. All right, number 2.
I don't know.
Number 2, what characteristics or traits do bad boys have? We'll stay with Lady.
Oh,
all right. Okay. All right. So, like, some of the traits a bad boy has, it's like, basically a bad boy is a nigga that's going to do what they want to do regardless. It's regardless of the consequences. It's regardless of what society says. It's regardless of whatever. A bad boy is kind of like somebody who kind of goes against the grain. But I also think you have to, like, understand a bad boy, because a bad boy could be a drug dealer. Like, everybody always assumes, like, the bad boy is a drug dealer. But I've known drug dealers that take care of their entire family. All 5 of their kids, take care of all the people around them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are bad boys, but they are good people just at heart. And then you have bad boys the same way there's a drug dealer take care of families. Another drug dealer that punch their girlfriend in the face every week and send them to the hospital. So I really feel like you have to understand what that bad boy moniker is, because it's like a bad boy can be like a drug dealer, a gangbanger, or like even Allen Iverson. Like, they called him a bad boy of NBA and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a bad boy is just who goes against that grain. And I just feel like you have to know what it is. And also, I think that a lot of women like the appeal of the bad boy because it's the I don't give a fuck attitude. Like, I don't care. I do what I want. Can another man, bitch, woman, nobody can check me because I'm doing what I want. And I'm not gonna lie to you, as a woman, that's sexy as hell, because I'm the bitch. I'm that woman that's like, I don't give a fuck. I say what I want. I do what I want. If somebody says something to me, fight me about it. Like, I'm that woman. So I get the appeal of what that is. That's why my nigga fell in love with me. Like, my nigga's the quintessential good guy, but he fell in love with me because I'm a lit bitch. Like, you fell in love with a lit bitch. That's what you get. Like, it is what it is. So that's what I think. Like, it's just a bad boy, just a man who goes with the grain. Now, the problem is when you run into the bad boy who's really just a man who's a bad person. That's what you don't want. And that's really what it's about to me.
Go ahead, give her where's her bombs or something?
Where's my click bang bang?
I'm done. Where's my 42? Click. Okay.
You said 22. You said it was
even worse.
I got a little
pow.
I got a little baby. I got a little I got a
pow. For me, bad boys have been unpredictable. They've been adventurous. They've been exciting. However, I've gotten my heart broken by bad boys. They've also been street savvy. They've been protectors, providers, right? But again, I got my heart broken by bad boys, so that was just not fun at all. Like that's just not fun. And they've also been, for me in my life, dangerous. So on a bunch of different levels. So I'm not an advocate for bad boys. They're a little fun. It sounded like I was advocating for them a little bit though.
And it's okay. It's okay because we need a little crazy in our lives.
Exciting, but no.
But no.
What is the characteristic for and traits of bad boys?
Like I'm gonna have to piggyback on what Lady said, because you have to be very careful on how you describe that, because there's a bad guy and there's a bad boy, right? So you don't want to deal with a man that's bad. But I feel like one's job, like, or for example, she used the example of a drug dealer. That doesn't mean he's a bad boy. He could be a drug dealer and he could be a good guy. You know what I mean? But I feel like
a good guy, as in like taking care of his family.
Yeah, taking care of you, respect you, all of that.
Kind of like Robin Hood.
That sounds so good.
Kind of like Robin Hood, right? He can be like Robin
Hood. Yeah. Another fairy tale. Yes.
Anyway,
you're giving right now.
The characteristics of a bad boy is just a fuck nigga to me. Like you a fuck nigga. Like you just can't get anything right. You can't do nothing right. You just do fuck shit.
Who's that? That's the good guy. Who is
that?
That's the bad guy.
The bad.
We're talking about the bad boy.
There's a difference between bad boys and bad guys.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
so the bad boy is which one?
Bad boy is like an energy you get.
Wait, so bad boys is just fuck boys, you said, for you?
No, bad boys is like an energy. It's an energy. It's an energy that you give.
Okay.
A bad guy, it's just a fuck guy. Yeah. It's just a fuck nigga.
Okay, so Bad Boys is like the movie, and then Bad Guys is like, I don't know. No, I'm really trying to hear you guys. I'm trying to hear y'all. Y'all have some very minute differences between these things, and I need to know what they are.
Okay, there's a difference between bad men and bad boys. Bad men means like you're like a horrible man. Like you will
you're a fucking killer, you're a danger. You do just bad shit. You do bad shit.
He would do anything. He would get personality, beat the shit out of you.
Bad boy is a personality. The unpredictability.
There you go.
That was the whole thing. So when I said, unpredictable, bad boy, exciting, adventurous, bad boy, like.
Those were all adjectives to describe the bad boy.
So wait.
And then the bad guy is the beater of you.
Wait, what?
Right? Am I following? The bad guy is the one that beats on you. That's the bad guy. We don't want him. Well, we want the bad boy, not the G, but the B.
You guys are being very literal today. You know what it is?
No, I'm just trying.
You guys know. Wait, I'm gonna.
That's because they don't have no legs to stand on.
I feel right. That's what it is. We are turning the energy up in this room, and now you guys don't. Y'all want to be so literal and decipher shit. Bad boys, bad guys. Come on, you know what?
It's all the same thing.
You know what we're talking about.
Bad man
team.
All right, so let's go to Chin. What is Chin's point of view on this one? Tell me the bad boys, bad men.
It's what you said. It's almost like the characteristic of your personality. What you do is making you a bad person. Man, boy.
I don't know which one. I'm trying to get it.
Opposed to your actions and your predictability. Like
you better not.
What Corey has said in terms of spontaneity, adventurous, I don't consider that to be a bad thing. That's something that is something exciting. It's something that brings character into the relationship or into that circle. In terms of
a nice guy can have
person who is lying to you, who's going to be emotionally unavailable to you.
Exciting.
No, the nice guy.
Hold on, Mel. Let her finish. For
me, a bad person or a bad man is someone who's unavailable emotionally, who lies, who's inconsistent, who's not present in the relationship. All of those things, narcissism, codependent, borderline personality disorder, all of those things for me are bad because you know what? You don't mean no good to me. You don't bring no wealth to me. And I'm not talking about money.
But that's a bad guy for you,
that's
right?
That's
not a bad man. That's not a bad boy.
Bad man.
When you talk about a bad boy, you talking about somebody like okay, this is why I'm probably gonna age myself. Them dudes out there that got swag and can come at you and hit you with that yo ma, hit you with that Harlem swag.
Yo ma.
And they come at you with that Harlem swag, and you like, oh shit.
Harlem swag. Ooh,
And
yo
you
ma.
open like this, like what? So it's all about.
I like that.
There's
What's your age? What's your type?
The deflection is here.
I'll tell you what the 80s like.
Mason, it doesn't sound the same. It doesn't sound the same. I want Jewel to say it. I don't want you to tell me.
I am definitely not
Joel.
Joel.
Remember, you're the R&B type, so you're a good guy.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Right. When you look
Shut
at
me
Mason,
down. I'm done.
When you look at Mason, Mason is a good. He has a good characteristics and personality. He has substance. Right? When you look at some of the other people who I've seen on your show, they don't have the same. They have charisma, but they don't have that longevity. Mason's in it for whatever he does. He's in it for the long haul. He's in it. He's not going to take nothing right. And then he's going to tell you, what can I get from you? And that's what changes the whole concept.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
not to change the topic of what you're saying, it's almost like when you see a dude who's not your physical, but they gonna do all the good things for you, opposed to that dude who got the swag. Who you gonna rock with?
The bad girl going with the guy with the swag.
Exactly. Nails it. But at the same token, she's being honest. She's being honest with what she wants. She's letting you know what she wants.
But
she ain't lying about it.
But the bad girl doesn't have to go with the guy with the swag. You know why she doesn't have to do that? Because she already comes with the swag. She don't need to have the girl by herself. Date the nice guy. She could date anybody she wants. She got choices. The bad girl.
You're rising. She got
choices. Don't trip.
Some of them got choices.
Well, I got choices. I got choices.
Look, some of them got choices. Let's keep it real, because they all don't got choices.
Now, wait a minute. I forgot. So just forget it.
She had us wait a minute.
No, I did, because y'all got me fucked up. No, Mel, you said something.
What?
You said something and I said that's not true. It was something you said before that you said, and I was like, that's not true.
About the bag? About the bag girl?
No, it wasn't that. I forgot. It's all right. Let's go to question number 3.
I don't know.
Let's go to question number 3, because that was intense. That was really freaking intense.
I don't know. You got intense.
It was intense, because you guys are trying to be so literal and all of that.
They're trying to decipher because they're going to lose. They don't have a leg to stand on. They don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry. We're having a conversation, so we just wanted to. We wanted to.
We're having a conversation where we all were talking. Why is it that we're having a conversation?
We are, but it's battles of the sexes, no? So I'm sorry, that's not a part of the show today?
She said what she said.
That is 100% a part of the show. We are definitely battling. And in battling, we want to hear both sides. So we want to hear your side. We also want to hear our side. And we want to also respect both sides. So that's why we trying to have one person talk at a time. That's deflecting by having one person talk at a time?
No, by trying to decipher everything that we say.
No. I'm asking questions.
Make everything literal.
Deflecting. You feel like that's deflecting?
Go ahead, Eula. Tell them why women
Tell me more why that's deflecting.
No, you can leave me for last because I've talked enough.
Oh, okay. So, wait a minute.
According to Mason.
No, not at all. Keep talking. What's going on? Go ahead, Corey. Go ahead.
I was attracted to bad boys, like I said, because at that time in my life that I was, which was in my 20s, and maybe my late teens or whatever, I feel like that's what I needed. And again, I said I needed that. One, bad boys helped me survive. Like they taught me they taught me a special set of skills, that I will carry with me forever. And you know what? Shout out to those people out there. Because I was really too tough for TV. So they taught me a lot of the way that the world really turns round and round. They just they did their thing. Because I feel like I have a special set of morals that makes me unique in my own way. I'm street smart. I'm book smart. And when you bring all that shit together, you create me, and I'm amazing. So, they help me appreciate, though, overall, the nice guy. because of those experiences. Because nothing like that comes without anything given, right? So I gave a lot of my time, my energy, and kind of like my feelings. Like I said, the bad boys hurt my feelings, and that was real big for me. It changed the way I love. I love differently. I don't just give my heart to anybody because anybody doesn't deserve it. They have to work a little harder. So yeah, I like the nice guys, but that's the reason why I was attracted to bad boys, because they taught me things that I didn't know. They gave me some type of something.
Did the nice guys have taught you anything as well, or did you give them a chance to teach you anything?
I'm willing to learn more from nice guys now. Nice guys couldn't. Nice guys was going to teach me how to be a better family person, maybe. Nice guys. The nice guys that I personally have dated, they were more family oriented, and they were like square type of people. But that's not what I needed in my life at that time. I needed to have the bad boy because I needed. I was. Everybody knows here on Hush Your Mouth, I was a young mom, and I felt like I had to provide. Again, masculine energy, all of those things kind of connect for me.
Is that a typical thing that girls or women go through, where it's like a phase where it's all about the bad guy, it's all about the excitement, it's all about the drug dealers and scammers, and then it evolves, or does it? That's a question we asked later.
I don't think it was a phase. I think it was what I attracted. I was into that life, and I attracted what I was during that time of my life. I always say you attract what you are in the moment. Does that make sense, Shin? Or it makes sense?
It makes sense. That was just reflecting what Mason said, because I was always a good girl, but I attracted all the bad boys. So they taught me lessons that I probably wouldn't have known. I learned differently because my parents come from an era where the streets was calling their name, so I knew that. But I was always a sheltered kid, so I was never like going outside and going to this, and I was in the books. So I attracted a whole slew of bad dudes. But they became.
There was a predator, and you were a prey. There was a predator, and then there was a prey.
What? I don't think that's what she said.
No, you were like fresh meat. As a good girls are usually seen as fresh meat. They don't know no better. Girls that are not aware of life the way that I may be aware of life are looked at in a certain light.
Chin was street smart. She wasn't prey.
Exactly, because they didn't know what my parents did. So they didn't know that I already knew what was happening, but I was just sheltered. So they didn't see me out on the street on 113th Street. They didn't see me sitting on the stoop. They saw me coming and going to school, and that's it. But they didn't know what I knew. So when they saw me, like, that's that chick. It's like when you go to the projects, you're nothing in the projects, they see you a mile away. Yo, she ain't from here. We got to clap that real quick because they didn't know. They didn't know. I can tell you Jackson, Melrose, Vietnam projects. As soon as they saw me, they knew I wasn't from the projects, and they was like, "Oh, she a good girl. We gotta try to get her." And they could try till the day is done, but it never worked. So they became my protectors. So when people say that, yo, if she go through the block gonna take care of her because the block know who I am. Not because I had to lay down and give it up, but because they know the streets I walk.
Come on now, talk about that.
Rising.
That's a straight fact right there.
That should be a topic of discussion for a later show. Like,
predator and prey.
Do you feel like you know how some women feel like they have to give their bodies or themselves for a man to do things?
Yeah.
I'm here. Hold on, let me turn it down. Let me turn it down.
Come on.
Still echo?
No, you're fine now. Thank you. Welcome to Hush Your Mouth, Ty.
What up, though?
Yeah, so why are women attracted to bad boys? Do you know?
Because everybody wants to have fun.
Bad boys are fun.
They are.
Simple and plain. It is what it is. They want to have fun. Just like when you see some younger guys, like what movie am I thinking of? Love Don't Cost a Thing. His nerd ass wanted the popular girl, right? He wanted to get into the shit. He wanted to have some fun. It's the same. It goes both ways. But for women, they want to have their fun. They want to be excited. The the good guys at a young age aren't exciting. They're too focused on their purpose.
Right.
So the bad guys are out having fun. They doing whatever they doing, and the girls want to be around that.
Yeah, like the bad boys had the cars, the bad boys had the money, the bad boys was taking me on dates, the bad boys was flying out.
Buying you the most
There's a line to be
expensive things,
drawn though,
buying you
because
out.
y'all's idea of what a bad boy is might not exactly be the bad boy that everybody else sees though. So that the bad boy that you're talking about might be subjective. Because I knew a lot of smart, good guys with cars and money and had really great lives, but they weren't doing bad shit. They weren't going to parties. They weren't smoking weed. They wasn't doing this, and the other. They wasn't getting locked up, going to juvie. They wasn't doing all this. And in high school, that's what the girls considered a bad boy. They doing all types of shit to get in trouble all the time and look cool and it's fun and all that good shit. And the good guy's not doing that. The good guy has a good family. He's doing smart shit. He's going to college. He's preparing himself for life. You know what I'm saying? And like old girl said, not all. Even though selling drugs ain't a good thing, it's not necessarily a good thing. A good guy can be a drug dealer too. He can be doing this to get to the next step in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Selling drugs isn't always it's not always for the wrong reason, even though it's a bad thing. So you gotta really dive a little bit deeper into what a bad guy is.
Well, we said
I'm thinking more of a personality trait than
yes,
just
that's what we
he
agree.
does.
But that's what we said. What we said, you was out picking up your daughter, but what we said was there's bad guys and then there's bad boys. There's bad men and then there's bad boys. The bad boy is a personality. No, a bad man is very different than a bad boy. A bad boy is a personality. It's an aura.
I just want to make sure we don't start moving the goalposts when we don't like the explanation from the other side.
Sorry?
I just want to make sure the goalposts don't start getting moved when we don't like the explanation from the other side.
Yes.
Because it's a bad guy's a bad guy. It doesn't really matter where he is in life. I mean, yeah, people do change. A bad guy can go good later, but
it depends on where you are at and what's going on. Because really, honestly, a bad boy could have been the boy who rides the motorcycles or whatever the hell at a certain time, at a point in time. That was the bad boy. He wore the motorcycles. He wore them leather fucking pants and them jackets. He smokes the weed. He's a hippie. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, his ass was going to college and had his shit together, though, right?
He's not in church because, like in certain places, like in my family, that would be.
You can't say physical features make you a bad boy.
Wait. I know some bad boys who go to church every Sunday.
I'm not going there.
Okay.
Some of the churches got.
We're not talking about that, but I'm just saying that in
We're
a
getting
family,
too literal on the definition.
Somebody earlier.
That's their take today.
Somebody earlier hit it on the head when they said the good guy gonna be that guy that's emotionally unavailable. He really don't care that much about you. He's using you for everything he can get from you and will not return the favor. There's no reciprocation from a bad guy. He's gonna do everything he can to fuck your life up while he's trying to get his shit however he can get his shit.
And leave you with babies.
Yeah, and that excitement from that bad guy left you as a baby mama, and now the good guy's looking at you like, sorry, LaWanda, I was trying to get with you in the 12th grade, and you looked at me like I was stupid.
Ooh, right, the come around. That's an episode. The come around girl.
Oh God!
Does that come back
all the time
later? Spinning the block.
Oh,
anyway,
that's
back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You all on me, and that's the bad guy to a good guy. But for the attraction, yeah, it's excitement. It's excitement right now. But my daughter's in the car, so get at me later on questions 5 or 7, whichever one I'm into.
Copy that.
Same here.
Yes. Okay. So number 4. What's number 4, Mason? Do women prefer the bad boy sexually versus the lover boy, aka the nice guy?
Ooh, that's me, Mr. R&B. Apparently.
Oh, you
Okay, Mr. R&B.
Apparently, I was dubbed that. I didn't choose that name.
You fucking the bitches to Carl Thomas?
Apparently. All that good stuff. Boys to Men. I got the whole genre going.
So, okay, let's be clear. Nobody, like, no, for real though, because I can't picture no nigga fucking me to Carl Thomas. Like, what songs he gonna fuck me to? Summer Rain?
You ain't never do it in the rain.
That sounds absolutely difficult and horrible. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want you or your turtleneck, nigga. I'm done.
Turtleneck? What is this vision you have? What is this vision?
I don't want the turtleneck. Figure
it out.
Figure it out, bro.
Leave Carl alone. Leave Carl alone.
No turtleneck. All right, so the lover boy, okay, the nice guy. So what they do is kind of like what Shen said earlier, like they think that they're gonna like have you forever. They think that they have a future with you. So what they do is they make love to you and they whisper in your ear like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna marry you," and like this is traumatizing as fuck. Like, you know, like I'm gonna marry you. We're gonna have a baby. Like that shit's scary because
Ew, relax.
Nigga, I'm
relax.
giving you the fucking because
Jesus, pussy dry up. Pussy go in my chest. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yo, what the hell is going on?
I just want to know what's in your cup. Like, what is in your cup and how long have you been drinking it?
Like, little wine and have some tequila.
I respect that. Go ahead. Continue.
No one wants that. No one wants that.
No one wants
the sweet nothings in that. That's 50-year-old sex. That's really old bitch sex. Like that's old bitch sex.
Hey, we're not gonna shame the Cougars. We are not gonna shame the Cougars. Shout out to the Cougars.
And you're right.
Shout out to y'all Cougars.
You're right. Don't shame the Cougars. But I am still a young bitch, and I do not need a nigga talking about, oh, I got this good 401k. Like, I don't want that.
No.
But I do have a good 401k.
But don't tell me that when you fucking me, nigga. Like, no. Ew, bro. Ew. Fucking ew.
But I have a lot of money. What's wrong with that?
It's the night. So obviously, bad boy women usually like women like I mean, I guess me and Lady, the who bitches of the show, we prefer a bad boy sexually. Like even so, I guess I'm about to pull a Jada here.
Come on, Jada. Come on, Miss Pickett Smith.
Shut it down.
I don't know. I advise you to approach with caution.
Yeah, I
remember at some point we will turn these cameras off and you will be at home. So approach with caution on your comments.
Please,
just throwing that out.
I got my finger by the button. I got my finger by the button.
You gotta protect you from you.
Why is it wrong for me to speak my truth? I never had an entanglement.
Speak your truth.
So why is it
Speak your truth.
Listen. Okay, so
lady wanna be all in it.
They both in it. They're waiting in the audience. All right. So no. Yeah, I've had to tell. First of all, I'm a big person on teaching. Like teach you how to deal with me sexually in the bedroom. Like everybody's different, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a time and there's a place to be like, I don't want Carl Thomas. I could take Joe maybe if you're crying for the pussy. Maybe Keith Sweat if you're crying for the pussy. You know, I like
August Alsina.
Even in the moment, I like Tusi. I don't want August either. I don't like that either. I don't like none of that.
Trey Songz be out here.
Trey Songz is okay, but that was back in my
That's R&B
years. I don't really like that either now. I like Tusi, you know. If you know Tusi, shout out to Tusi.
That's my man Trey Songz.
I like Vito. Vito is cool. Vito's cool. You know, that's something to be like a young. Shen, you should listen to some Vito when you get a chance.
I listen to Vito.
He's not bad. He's good. He's a good.
You know what I mean? So I like a more mature type of person. In that instance, if we're gonna take it there. But no, I still want to be choked to Vito. I want you to spit on me to Vito. Just say that. So, to me, the nice guy's not gonna want to spit on me because when he spits on me, it's gonna look a lot.
I'm learning too much.
I need to go to the bathroom. Can I have an excuse?
So
can I be excused?
So I'm just saying, I want you to spit on me. I want you to choke me. And I want you to pull my hair, but not like to Vito, not to like Carl Thomas or anything. And I don't want you to tell me you love me while you do it. I want you to like.
I want a nigga to be like, you the best hoe in the world. You the best hoe in the world.
Over the nice guy during sex. And that's
you don't think bad guys or good guys do that? Like
they do not. They do not. Have you had a good guy? Anybody had a good guy? Anybody had a good guy? No. The good guys don't do that.
It's not the same. No. It's not
they
the
don't
same
do that.
It's not the same. It's not the same energy.
Period.
He's too nice to like.
I disagree.
No. You know why?
I respectfully disagree.
The bad guy really don't give a fuck about her. So he probably don't care about all that because she said that's the one thing that they got. They not really. She's not really. Yeah, like, she's not really. No, I'm talking about the girl. But the bad guy, she there for a purpose most of the time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's either for the money or the dick.
Both.
You understand what I'm saying?
Both.
It could be both, but you got some that can't fuck. So you just stay there for the money. Excuse me for cursing, Shane, but I'm being up. You know, some you know, let's be real. You might not get both. He might can't fuck, but he got that bag. So you stay in the bag.
That's a
different conversation. You there for the bag.
Listen, no.
Right?
That's a different conversation, but yes.
No,
that is a different conversation.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying,
we're talking about whether or not we prefer bad boys sexually over nice guys, and I just told you why.
We're not talking about you.
No, we're just talking.
We're talking about that question, and my question was, right? You saying the nice guy, right?
The nice guy, the lover boy.
Yeah, the lover boy.
Sexually.
Yeah, he's not going to give you that. That rough.
He wants the.
But the bad boy, I'm saying to you, half of the time the reason it's so easy for them is because they don't really care about the girl.
No, I don't think so. I disagree. There's guys who have this bad boy energy. I think that's the part that you guys are still kind of hanging on to. Is that bad boy is an energy. So it's like an expressive nature. It's like that.
They're not terrible people. They just have this aura about them.
So you know what? From the bad guy, I might fuck him today, and I might not hear from him for 3 days, and I might have to wonder where he's at. But for the good guy and the nice guy, in that moment, first of all, we had terrible sex because not saying that all nice guys have terrible sex. Just saying, because you told me all that and you did all that.
In life,
you didn't spit on me correctly in my lifetime. Listen,
you told him to spit on you. He spit on the floor. You don't follow directions. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
You want me to? I was like, what is that? No.
What is that? What is that?
Now you want a whole.
You be like,
I'm not even gonna do it on air.
They be like, you broad.
So you think all bad guys get into a
relationship? Good guys are hesitant, but you gotta bring it out of them. I don't want to have to bring it out of you.
No, I got you.
So here,
you think that all bad guys, right?
No, it's a stereotype. Okay. Oh, so this is a myth. I just want you girls to. Okay, so let's be clear. It's a myth. Not all bad boys are really good in bed. Ha! Surprise, guys!
Surprise! Niggas are burying. Niggas bury.
That's what I was saying to them. I said some of them.
But this is why they prefer. The question was, why do women prefer? The answer is why we prefer. However, the truth of the matter is it's a myth.
So I will say for me, like 100% sexually, yes, women want to go for the bad guys, and you want to go for the bad guys because again, they give off the persona of I don't give a fuck, and honestly, that's what you want when you are fucking. It's the I don't give a fuck attitude, like you know what I'm saying, like women. I mean, but that doesn't mean they don't give a fuck about you as a person, sis. Like that's not the thing. Like if you're fucking someone who don't care about you as a person, then you are like a fucking victim, sis. You should get the fuck out of there. They need to care about you as a person. A bad boy, quote unquote, is somebody who gives the I don't give a fuck. He gives that energy, but then he don't not give a fuck about you. He definitely gives a fuck. If he was a real terrible nigga, you wouldn't even nut. I'm gonna be real with you. That's a real terrible nigga. A bad boy who's actually a bad boy, who's a good person, you still gonna get that fuck off. And the thing is, women don't always want a savior. You don't want a nigga look into your eyes and tell you about their life experiences while they fuck you missionary. That's not something everybody wants all the time. Like, you don't want to be fucking caressed. Sometimes you just want a nigga that's gonna smack you on your ass and put a thumb in your butt and be like, bitch, what's up? Like,
okay,
like,
all right. Let me jump in for a second.
I'm just saying.
Let me jump in for a quick second.
Nice guys are
No.
easy on Sunday morning, and bad boys are throw my head through the motherfucking wall.
All right, let me jump in for a second because I consider myself a nice guy, and I can consider myself, like, without getting into my experiences, I've done everything y'all have said 10 times worse. Nice. But what I do is I need permission. I'm not gonna just go out the gate and start spitting on you. I'm not gonna go out the gate and start like I'm not even gonna test those waters. Like, I need to know that you're okay with this level of my sexual like appeal or my sexual appetite may be way bigger than yours. So I need to know where you're at before I start like doing all these nasty things. What if I stick my thumb in your butt and you don't like that shit?
Energy.
That's the energy. I'm supposed to read your energy and know that you like my thumb in your ass.
Yes, nigga, you fucking me. If you fucking me, then yes, you need to read my energy. Like,
so I need.
That's
so what I do? I just start going.
I can't give you a play-by-play. I can't give you a play-by-play with your dick in me. That's not
no. I don't need a play-by-play. I don't need a play-by-play, but I need to know what you're into, and that's where conversation goes.
Okay, but you do that before you fuck her. You can't fuck her and be like, "Oh, what you into?" Like, that's not a thing, my nigga. Like, that's something that you had a conversation or you had something about.
Did anybody Did anybody ever have the person that asked them like, "Can I give you a kiss?" Like, that's so weird. Oh, Mason, are you that type of person? Be like, "Can I give you a kiss?"
Can I give you a kiss? No,
like,
it's different.
But it's not because it's intimate.
But no, but see, the nice guy before he leaps to kiss you, or the lover boy, he's gonna ask you.
I think y'all stereotyping. That's what's happening.
Yeah, no, nigga.
All nice guys are not like that.
You've been with all the bad guys. Y'all been with all the bad guys and nice guys. Y'all been with them. Y'all been with them.
All nice guys.
She's using last Sunday's argument. You ever been a man?
Y'all been with them?
That's smart. I give you credit. That's smart. No, you're right. No, I haven't been with all the bad guys.
As a bitch who's been with both, that is the truth. It's not a stereotype.
I'm gonna respect that argument.
They give you a kiss.
No,
not that.
Because you used to be at some point, at one point in time in your life or another, a bad boy. A little bit. Just a little bit.
But we all have that tendency. I'm not saying we don't.
Mason's
but the
never been a bad boy.
Mason,
what is
you really got?
I don't know what your definitions are. Honestly, Mason, like I don't know really if like is selling drugs make you a bad boy? Is moving weight makes you a bad boy? Is like being financially smart make you a good guy? Like I don't know what's good and what's bad in your
either
definition.
way. I don't see it for you, Mason. I feel like
I like that. That's good. Don't see that for me.
You've never. I don't see the bad boy face. He was a bad boy for 2 seconds and he hated it. He fucking hated it.
Yeah,
and he moved on.
My thumb was in your butt. I didn't like it. No.
And he was like, "Ew,
ew, get out of here." No, never happened.
Okay, jump into the comments and let's jump on to number 5.
Where are we starting at?
Wherever you want to start at. You could do Nasha Saunders.
What time?
9:16.
Sheesh, we had a lot of comments.
Yeah, you just got crazy.
Come on, good guy is lit.
I know, right?
Okay.
He was supposed to read it.
But after you get months of the I don't give a fuck, some girls then catch the feelings and want the love making.
What? Okay, but after you get
either. So then what?
No. Sama,
I can't see
but
it.
After you get months of the I don't give a fuck, some girls then catch feelings and want the love. Yep. And want the love making. But he can't give it either. So then what?
Okay, I get that. I can understand that. So it's basically like
your husband, but you can bring it out of them.
Like basically bad boys. Yeah.
We both, if not, your feelings are gonna be hurt. Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. That's what we're saying in the long haul. So this is like, to me, this is like a little bit of a a maturity factor when it comes to this topic. It's about where you are in your life. We are both women in our 30s, so we can only speak because we both dated bad boys and bad guys. I've dated bad boys and bad guys. I've dated both. And so
the name must change as well.
Whatever. I'm able to.
Bad guys, bad men, bad boys.
I'm able to speak from both of those experiences. So when I'm speaking, as in like what was the reasons why I was there, it's because I was in my 20s and I was young, and it was different. Now that I'm older, I do appreciate the nice guy. I do appreciate the lover. Some days I might not want to be thrown around the bedrooms, but most days I do. But you know what I'm saying? So you got to have a balance.
Yes.
So the nice guy, you do have to bring it out of him, but you have to put it takes time, patience, and work and conversation. Apparently, according to me, and consent that we don't want to give in that moment because nigga, you are consented to in that moment already.
And here comes the police in the rape charge. Next question, please.
Okay. Do women feel more protected by the bad boy and therefore in return respect them differently? Was that Eula's question?
It was.
Sorry, lady. We're switching out. Oh, we're leaving you on. Oh, we're not.
No, you're not.
Why'd you have to take lady off?
Because he's switching around people in order to do this thing the right way. But yeah. So this is your question, Eula. You go first.
Do you feel more protected by that? Honestly, I think that I would have to agree with that because maybe it's perhaps the fact that they are a bad guy or a bad boy, whatever you guys want to identify it as, because we all now know that the bad boy is it's like a personality, it's like an aura, correct? We're good on it. Okay, cool.
Okay.
She just walked us through like we were first graders. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
Yes.
But yes,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna have to agree. I'm gonna have to agree with that. They do the way they make you feel, or in my experience, the way a bad boy has made me feel. It makes me feel like he's protecting me, or I don't know. Maybe that was just part of my cycle of my journey at that time. I'm no longer in the business of dating bad boys, but I feel like bad boys are essential. You need to date a bad boy to know. It's kind of like immunity, right? So you're born with your mom's immunity, but as you get older and you start, touching things, you start kind of getting sick, you develop antibodies. So now these bad boys are the sickness, and now you see that this is not what you want. So now you move on to the good guy, I guess. So they're essential. I think so, yeah.
I think that let me get my cue card. Let me do. So I think that they don't have boundaries. They don't. So you don't have a choice as far as like respecting them differently. The boundaries are set from the beginning with a bad boy, right? Wait, that's number 5. Hold on. They don't have a choice. The boundaries are set from the beginning. Oh, the protective trait that girls once viewed as protective can kind of become controlling. Do you get what I'm saying? Like with a bad man or whatever, even maybe with a bad boy. You don't understand? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, so that's where I came from with that. It's like you feel protected by them. Like I said, they're protectors, they're providers. We said that they make us feel safe. We want them to provide security for us in some way, shape, or form. However, that feeling can easily be turned into being controlled and being in situations that you don't really want to be in when dating bad boys or bad men, as us ladies like to call them.
Right. Like I want to know if I'm out with my good guy, is he going to, and something happens to me, is he going to defend me?
Oh my God, this is something funny, sister.
Because a bad boy is not even going to think about it twice. He's just going to do what he's going to do.
Yeah, like I know what's going to happen when I'm with the bad man or the bad boy or whatever. Whatever.
Bad guy, boy, and man.
I'm sitting
him.
He, him, she, they, her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out, is he gonna make sure, like, is he gonna step up? Is he gonna say something? Like, I have male friends, and I have male friends that have told me, yeah, no, because if something was happening and going on, like, that person had to handle that. Like, oh, he said something crazy and disrespectful. Well, what you do, babe? No, what the fuck you mean? I'm over here going crazy, ready to jump off the roof for him. You better be ready too. Like,
yes.
They don't know. Yeah, it's very different. And with the nice guy, they're a little green. I think nice guys are green.
Yes.
So the things that I find to be like jump out at me as far as like safety measures and my maybe concerns, the nice guy might be like second guessing and be a little slow to intervene, and I might be ready to go.
Do you equate being a nice guy with not being street smart?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Some of them. Not as street smart as me. Not as street smart as me because I've dealt with a bad boy.
There you go.
But how you know that nice guy didn't hang around bad boys, but just chose not to go that route?
Listen, baby.
Because I could have been with the biggest time drug dealers that hung with killers, stone cold, walk up to your face, blow your brains all over the floor. But the truth of the matter is, I chose that's not the life I want.
Okay.
And honestly, I'll using my life as an example, that you can be around those type of people and they not want that for you.
Yes.
And I've been around those people that have moved weight, have moved. I'm not even going to go into all that, but I've been around people that are like, nah, you are not that. That's not what we want for you. Yeah, you're around us every day, all kinds of hours, doing all kinds of things, but there's certain things that we wouldn't even put you into the scenario for. We're not going to even give you a ride 5 blocks down because we know what we have in that car. Like, I've been in scenarios where people were like, yo, they're about to go to jail for life. And they be like, yo, you know what? I'm not even going to risk that with you. You go over there. You play ball, you do this, you're smart, you do this, you do that. And they'll push me over there. It doesn't mean that I'm not street smart. It doesn't know that I don't see cops when I see cops. It doesn't know that it doesn't mean that I can't recognize a car that's a DT. It doesn't mean that I can't fight. It doesn't mean that I can't, like, because you're a nice guy does not mean that you are not street smart. Like, I've been around some
guys, if you really pay attention, they keep a nice guy around them. Real talk. Yeah. And they school him. He's just as thorough. He's just not the one slinging. You're going to be the one that's going to get us the businesses. You're going to be the one that's going. But the point I'm making is,
clean this money for me.
They still know the game. They know the game.
They know of the game. They don't know the game. They can't know the game unless they're in the game.
What is the possibility of nice guys being that way or being that street smart? Like how? What's the probability that happens with good guys?
I'm sorry, Yula, I didn't hear your question.
I said, how many? Like, if you were to put a number or a ratio on it, like, how often do you think that happens with good guys? How often do you think that they're really in tune with the streets, but they're just good guys?
You can't be a nice guy.
I'm talking about me.
We're talking about I've been around all that all my life. Okay, but I just don't choose that path.
But so can I ask you a question? Do you feel like at one point you were a bad guy or a bad that you projected that trait, or you were a bad guy to somebody?
I'm okay with being a nice guy. I like who I am. I'm a nice guy. I've been this way all my time. But the truth of the matter is, I got money just like the bad guy too. At some point.
I ain't saying all that, but I'm 100% sure me just standing somewhere, not saying a word, people have projected and said who or thought who I was because I'm standing in the crowd without me saying a word. Maybe once I open my mouth, you may change your mind. But if you see me at 6'5", 240, like bigger than most of the people that I'm standing with, more likely to jump off than most of the people that I'm standing with, but I'm still like the nicest of persons. Like that, it just for me, it's in my experience. I'm not talking about like the percentage. I'm just talking about me and myself. Like in my experience, like I've been around all that. I've been around people that are now doing Fed time. That doesn't mean that like it doesn't take away from the person that I am. It's just not the route that I chose. It's not the route that even they wanted for me. Because it was like, nah, you could do other things. Oh no, you balancing our books over here. Like, I don't need you to be over here like getting yourself dirty because you helping me like do this. I'm not even gonna say what I'm doing. You helping me do this. You know, I don't need you over here. Like, it's actually smart. but it takes nothing away from when like there's been fights where there's people. I'm trying not to say things while saying things.
No.
But yeah, so I mean, so it's not necessarily true, is what I'm trying to say.
What I'm saying though is that while you guys could, or people that the so-called nice guy could have been around these people, which you guys are both very right, that they do normally have certain people around them that they want to do other things and do better. However, you will never know the ins and outs unless you're in the game. Unless you're fully 2 feet in, I can't hear you. 2 feet in. It's a difference. Oh, no, it's a difference for the night guy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like for instance, side panel is a nice guy. And so, but she's still green to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I teach her a lot of things about outside that she may have not known or have looked at in a certain type of way. Because it's just different, right? Or are you in a disagreement? So I'm not saying it like we talk about you being green all the time to certain things.
Not as much as you're trying to make it seem.
I'm not trying to make
like
it
you
seem
might have
like
said, told me like one thing,
are you over here feeling like well, she's over here looking like
hey, what I tell you?
Shout out to side panel.
But I'm not saying it like she's not, but I'm just saying it's different. If you wasn't never mind. All right, shut up, Corey. Yeah. All right, let's go. Hush my mouth. Number 6.
Am I on this question?
No, you're not. 6. Hey, girl. Oh my gosh. Let's do the comments real quick. Thank you, Mason. Not all nice guys are lacking street smarts and etc. No one said nice guys can't be street smart, but they are not the bad boys. Corey, they know the game, but they don't know the game. Exactly. They know the game, but they don't know the game. Or they know of the game, but they don't know the game. Shin, do you understand what we're saying back there on question number 5? Just asking you.
I think that what's trying to be conveyed is that because they didn't live a certain lifestyle, that they may not have the knowledge you would want them to have because you lived that certain lifestyle. Right. Not saying that they don't have their own version of that event, right? Some things that Mason said, he shared in terms of people who he's been around and, what they matured in him. And they kept him separate because, we do need that other person who's going to see the game fold out, but who's not going to play in it, but because I need you to save me on the sideline. Like most of the people, real hustler dudes, is putting people through law school because they need that lawyer to get them out.
Right.
They're going to make you a CPA. I need you to count my cash.
Which is like what Nasha Saunders said at 9:33 is, I think that's a younger mentality. At 40, that good guy is going to protect you in many ways that you didn't realize you needed protecting in besides streetwise, which is why we said previously that this definitely is a younger mindset. So this is for the people who we have watching our show that are in their 20s, and stuff like that. Because now the ladies that are on my show are in their 30s or later 30s. So we are just giving our insight on what has been previously and what is now, and that our perception of what is.
And it's true because one thing I can say is that throughout time, the game never really changed. The players changed and the loyalty of that game changed. But what the game is, it's going to always be that. So it's always going to be an evolution to everything that comes on the table. Nothing's going to ever stay the exact same. It's always a zeitgeist. The game changed with the time and the people changed with the time, because what I went through in my 20s and my 30s is not something that you can say you went through, but you have the same experience of knowledge because it's still the street hustle. Right. But even with men and women, like when you guys were talking about the sexual aspects of it, it's almost like the male version of saying women in the streets, a freak behind closed doors. It's the same concept. Everyone has a give and a take. It's what you're willing to put on that table, because I think I put in a little comment that you can say, if somebody asked, have a guy that asks, can I give you a kiss? Yeah, and it's annoying. but I understood the mindset of why they were saying it, because if you cross this line, you might find yourself behind somebody's bars.
Right.
So are you gonna fault him for trying not to go to jail, or you gonna fault him for trying to play a position so that he can maintain his own integrity? So it's for me, and I think this is part of the doctor coming out of me. I'm sorry, but for me, it's always that boundary of understanding, because a good guy can know kung fu and protect you the same way a bad guy could pull out that gat and be like, we're gonna
don't bring kung fu to the street fight. It's not gonna work.
I'm just saying.
Hey, bad guys most of the time have felonies, and they can't get a concealed to carry.
I know that's right.
I'm just saying.
The
I'm not saying that's the actual factual, because for me, like feeling protected at my age, a little bit older, is what is your 401k? What is your pension plan?
Right.
That's my protection.
Right. We want to know that now.
I'm bringing this exactly. I'm bringing this bag to this. I'm not gonna come to the table without my own bag. We're gonna put this bag together, and we're gonna see what we're gonna retire at, because that's my protection. Knowing I can retire at 52 and be laid up and not worry about nobody's cash. You got it, I got it. We got it, we winning. That's where my game is now.
Hello, somebody. She's rising. Look at my ladies rising. Y'all is real quiet over here, y'all.
Well, you just like it when Dr. Walker said it, because I said the same thing.
We listening.
I said you don't want to hear about my
facts, you gotta listen. We don't overtalk facts.
Hold on, time out. You've been letting them in. I've been quiet because you ain't even really let me in. So that's why I really been letting them go.
Oh, well, go ahead. Let me finish. Let me say what I gotta say for question number 6. Well, number 6 is so will women submit to a nice guy or constantly overpower them, attempt to overpower? For me, I say people will only do what you allow to do. Just because you're nice doesn't necessarily mean you're a pushover, right? The yes man is the pushover. The nice guy is not. The nice guy is the guy that opens the doors for you, gives you flowers, makes you breakfast in bed, rubs your feet, massages you down. Not saying that the bad boys don't do that, but just saying that they have more time and attention to pour into you. They teach you things that you didn't necessarily know in another aspect. This is only my experience. I don't need nobody to teach me the game. I don't need nobody to teach me how to get to $1. I needed someone that was going to teach me how to be a better wife, a better mom, a better family person. I knew what the outside was like. So somebody from the outside wasn't coming in and teaching me anything unless we was going to figure out how to get to a bigger dollar together. But the nice guy definitely taught me more things of substance, how to love others, how to love myself, and so on and so forth. Just how to be a better woman. So I'm more easily to submit to now to the nice guy. Back then, no, I was going to run over you because I just was like that. But now I'm more easily to submit. More likely, I should say. Right? Right side panel? I'm working on it. Give me my 5.
Good recovery from earlier. Good recovery.
You're a hater.
Shout out to the nice guys. Shout out to side panel. We got to do our episode shout out to side panel every episode.
Submit is not in my vocabulary.
Wow.
Please bring lady on. Is that a lady?
Yeah.
Submit. All right, go ahead, Ty. What you got to say? Would women submit to a nice guy or constantly attempt to overpower?
All the nice guys I know aren't labeled as nice guys. They're labeled as good men, and they're stern, and they're assertive, and they're direct. There is no overpowering, because you guys have a conversation, you have a discussion, you get to the point, and if you can't agree, then you come back later. But there is no overpowering. Like, you don't overpower a good man. It's just not like that. A relationship won't even really happen like that if this good man is picking the right woman. So the relationship's not even gonna happen if a good man is picking the right woman. But a lot of times, I ain't even gonna get into that next one I was about to say. Never mind. But But yeah, I don't think women have a problem with submitting to a nice guy because that nice guy has his life together, and once that man finds that woman as a nice guy, it is what it is.
Right. He makes her feel comfortable enough to submit.
Because he's already at that point in his life where if you're not on his track, then you're not even in his life.
Oh, you're not on his radar. Is what you said.
You know what I'm saying? You're not. This is why a lot of women deal with bad guys for so long because y'all can do what y'all want. Y'all get to have fun. The relationship's chaotic, it's unstable. Then you're searching for that stability, that lack of chaos, the normalcy in your life on a regular basis. You want everything to just flow. So then the good guy is like a knight in shining armor. But then you got to step your shit up because he ain't about to play no games. So
Kevin Samuels says by then it's too late.
That's what I was gonna say that,
Kevin
but I didn't want to
Samuels
drop that bomb.
It's too late.
Like a lot of times y'all end up on Facebook talking about where all the good men at, running away from you.
Most of the time, and why? Why? Because they so broke from dealing with the bad boys. They so broke from dealing with the bad boys.
And a good man don't want that type of energy.
You don't really want to get involved with them because it does. Now you dealing with a broke woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So then here comes. Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, I've been letting y'all really talk, but the truth of the matter is, the reason I say that we don't finish last is because for real, you go through all that, getting broke up, beat down, not you, I'm saying women, getting broke up, beat down, abused, just because he giving you money, all this, and then, oh, I'm broke, he did me dirty, he beat me, he left me with a baby, he went to jail, I got 3 kids to raise without a father around, I got all these things, and then you say, okay, I got to do something different. And guess what falls for you? A nice guy. But you wouldn't even be in this situation if you would have stopped searching for the material. And that you could be just as safe with the nice guy that you are safe with the thug or a bad boy or whatever you want to call him. Because a man is a man or a woman is a woman. If you do grown people shit. It shouldn't matter if you nice doing it or a bad boy doing it. Real niggas do real things. Point blank.
Right.
That's it.
I can definitely agree with both points.
And then that's how y'all end up with those yes men. Because you've gone through all of this and you put this energy out talking about you want a good man this, good man that. But then you still got this broken mentality that you're bringing into your next relationships. Because a lot of black women don't want to go get therapy. So you bring your broken self into the next relationship, and then you get these yes men because those are the only men that are going to deal with your bullshit.
All right.
Get him, Shin. Get him.
So you was winning. You was definitely in the pocket before that last statement. You was in the pocket. The consistent thing is for men or women who is coming into a relationship to be ready for that consistency, because anybody can submit to anyone who they choose to submit to.
Fact.
No woman is going to submit to a man who's proven to be weaker. And when I say weaker, I don't mean about being a yes man, but not doing the things that are consistent of a man in a relationship with a woman. So there are certain things that you said and Mel said. Kudos to y'all because y'all did nail it until you started saying that black women don't go to therapy. As a black therapist,
a lot of them don't.
I'm gonna clarify that. I don't think black people go to therapy.
A lot of black people do, yeah.
Men, women. I don't think it's just
black
women.
Woman. It's about the black people understanding what the mental health component is in any kind of relationship. Before you get into anything that's considered to be marriage, relationship, seriousness, whatever it is, you should be going to therapy to see what your core beliefs are to begin to establish what you can work on together. Because in those sessions, you'll see who you are and who you are not.
I went to therapy for 3 years.
You might have had to be therapist. You want my card?
I completely understand what you're saying. Definitely. But we're talking about black women submitting to a good man, or
Well,
just women, right? Well, matter of fact, there was no race brought into this. So let me pull that. Let me pull my statement back. Because you're right, there was never any race brought into it. So let me pull that statement back. But in general, we're talking women to submit to a man, right?
Okay.
Right.
I think submission comes
So,
along with
from a lot of different women that I know, including my mother, my aunts, a lot of different women reject the idea of therapy, and they will go straight for Jesus. So when I say that, I'm talking about from my experience. That you know what I'm saying? That Jesus no.
You can't. Okay, so let me give you like 3 points for me. This is for Chanel. So one, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus, and I'm a therapist, right? And I incorporate all 3 of those things in my faith-based approach to anybody who I speak to. So let's be very clear. There's a choice that people make. There's a systematic, logical explanation for a reason why a lot of older black women and men don't go to therapy. It's because of their belief systems. It's not to do with understanding. They believe that there's healing in other places, and that's fine. I believe there's healing in other places, but I also believe there's healing in talking, right? That's my belief. However, when you talk about the word submit, you can talk about the word submit from 3 different categories. You can talk about it from the biblical standpoint, where it tells you that a woman cannot usurp the authority of a man who's a man. You talk about submission under the terms of a relationship. You my boyfriend, I ain't got to submit to you. You my husband, we're going to have a communication about what submission looks like, because in that relationship, there are going to be things that we're going to discuss, because I will submit to a man who's a leader.
But if how did you get to a marriage without submitting to a boyfriend?
How do you what?
He's a boy.
How do you make it to a marriage without submitting to a boyfriend first?
A boyfriend is someone who is not.
Listen. As women, y'all hold the key to for the sex, right? You hold the keys to that, definitely. But how do you think this man's gonna want to marry you if you don't see any type of submission from you? You think you can go through a whole relationship and never submit to him, and then he's gonna drop a ring and bam, all of a sudden we willing to do everything?
Corey, how far can I go with this? I don't want to.
Girl, take it there.
I'm just trying to figure this out, because you glossed over certain parts, and I was just missing.
Okay, so
what you're talking about.
I'm just gonna let this go.
What we're not going to do is ask me a question, then answer the question with your own thoughts. But that's what we're not going to do. And you can say that's not submission, because it's not. So first of all, in this young lady here, she knows my life. I've had 3 proposals on the table. Didn't drop no drawers for no proposal. Not once. Dope. That's first.
I never said anything about sex.
Worth. I know my worth.
Sex, though.
How long have I been celibate, Miss Corey?
My whole life.
So what you saying?
I never said you had to have sex to get that submission. All I said was you guys hold the keys to sex. I said you guys hold the keys to sex. How do you get a marriage out of a man without submitting to him as a boyfriend?
Because he's a boyfriend. He's a man who's a friend. If he puts his potential on the table to say, this is what my end goal is with you, we're working towards something, we're going to work. But if you're a boy who's a friend, you're going to be treated as a boy who's a friend. But if you're saying, listen, Shen, I want to be in your life. I want this to be my expected end. What do we have to do? That's called having an adult conversation. Other than that, we just...
I understand that. But men are very visual creatures. And if we don't see what our potential future could be like with you, then how do you get to that next step?
So you speaking for all men? Because I can bring about 5 or 6 up here to, let you know that their perspective and your perspective are different. So you speaking for all men?
We all have very, very different perspectives of human beings.
You making I statements or you making men statements?
We're talking about bad boys perspective. We got to keep this to the bad boy perspective. So
the question was, will a woman submit to a good guy? So asking.
The question is for real. Shen, were the men that proposed to you, were they considered to be nice men or nice guys, or were any of them bad boys? Is that the comparison that we want to have here?
So, in all honesty, in all transparency, I can say that one was a bad guy who turned good. Another one was a good guy who turned bad. Another one was a come back. How you say when they want to come back to you after you
spin the block?
One was a spin in the block. So they all had different qualities and potentials that I saw as deemed worthy of someone who I knew I can be with and who I can submit to, because for me, they were good leaders. They were acknowledging who they were, their mistakes, their traumas, their emotions, and what they wanted to go forward with and fix. And that goes back to what Mel said about even coming together in a relationship. Those are the hard conversations that I think we said before that nobody wants to have. You want some girl to come along or some woman to come along and say, okay, the hell?
No, not exactly.
Shen, I just want you to know I commend you. I applaud you as a woman, but we don't have too many of you like you out here. Okay, this I don't mean no harm, and I don't want you. I really applaud you. Okay, but this conversation, we're going to exclude you out of that part of it, because let's be real, there ain't a lot left. There ain't a lot of them left out here, and I'm sorry.
No, it's generally not.
And I ain't trying to be disrespectful to you, Chen, at all. Like, for real, like, I really value your opinion. And I was just trying to get a little bit more perspective on your opinion on where I was going with that question I was asking. On, like, in between, how do some of these women get to the next step of a marriage without submitting when a guy's your boyfriend? Because a lot of times, these girls be with dudes for hellas and never get a commitment because they're too busy fighting to be number one.
Because they are competing within themselves. From my perspective, and what I've known about women who have this struggle is because they are competing against what they believe to be right. They have this power, this ego, this pride. And then when you're operating from that place, it's hard for you to come together with anybody because you want to be that alpha. You can't always be the alpha. You have got to know when to compromise in any relationship, that you can be, okay, I can see you as a leader. You have to have your vision really open. You just can't. You can't, like these little link ups and people dating and not having a conversation. You be in there for 15 years unhappy and you still the girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's because you chose to settle. If you choose to settle, you're gonna get what you get. Raise the bar for yourself. If no one else raises the bar for you, raise it for yourself. Want more.
I just think that sometimes, and I'm gonna just drop this statement because you might not have as much time. I ain't got too much time left to be up. Gotta work in the morning. But I think on this topic specifically, will women submit to a nice guy, constantly attempt to overpower him? I think a lot of women aren't ready to submit, don't know how to compromise, don't know how to cooperate. So they'll spend so much time overpowering because they haven't learned those values their past. So it depends. It depends on the woman. This question is subjective to basically how you're raised. Some women ain't raised to be that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on that.
Okay.
Yeah, what I think the whole source of that is submit to a nice guy. No offense, but a lot of the women who don't submit to a nice guy, sometimes, if you really look at their past, the presence of an absent man in their life sometimes make these women hardcore. I had to be this for myself. I had to do this. I had to do that. And absence of a father on top of all of that. So when they come to the thing, it's hard for them to submit, and they can't but overpower because they haven't seen a demonstration of what a woman is when she's submissive. You know, a lot of women, single moms, you can't be submissive because you've been doing it by yourself the whole time. So she raised another woman who really don't know how to be submissive because she was raised by a single mother. You know, I think a lot of that is the core. It goes to the core of the woman. Absent father, stuff like that. Those things right there cause that woman to be overpowered. attempt to overpower because she didn't have that figure there for her from the beginning, you know, and her mom did it all for her. So her mom was an independent woman, single, went to work, did this, did that. So now she's like, okay, my mother did it. Guess what? I don't need no guy. I don't need no nigga to do this for me because I could do it for myself.
That's the problem.
She automatically her attitude is already formed at that age. So now they grow up and it's like, well, I didn't even have to be like this all this time. Mm-hmm. You understand?
I agree with you 100%. Because I am a product of that. My father was murdered when I was 2. I lived in the house with my grandmother, my aunt, my mom, my sister, my cousin. I was raised in a family of women. It wasn't until like you just said, there's something in that cycle that has to snap. And you have got to want different for yourself. So I agree with what you're saying. It is hard for any Black woman to submit because of the psychological traumas. Even for a Black man, do you know how hard it is for a Black man to know that he can't do what a Black woman is doing for the family? That is like it's post-traumatic stress from before we was probably even born. Like that goes back to slavery. So it's so much deeper than what the young man was trying to express in terms of relationship. This is an intrinsic, inherent thing that we have as a Black people, we have not escaped. And it hurts. It hurts our families. It hurts our relationships on any level, whether it's micro, macro, or micro. It's huge. It's hurtful. So I understood what he was trying to say, but those points that he was trying to make, and no disrespect to him at all, I understood what he wanted to say. I understood that, he struggled with that. But the thing is, like you just shared, there's so many cycles of generational pains. Now, I'm not going to say curses, but pains that we were never taught how to overcome. So 100%, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add my 2 ratchet cents in? Because it's gonna be very ratchet and it's gonna be hoobanchy. I'm gonna tell you now, my shit about to be very hoobanchy. So I'm gonna tell you now, the word submit, that word makes me feel it's triggering. It's very triggering, right? Mm-hmm. Even when I said like I'm a married woman, like I like the niggas, like old boy when we was here before said that we sounded single and unmarried without children, all that. Not true. I'm super married, very much married, been married for many years, but with my man for many years. The word submit is very triggering to me. I don't play those games. Even when we said our vows, I did not say and obey. Sure won't. I'm not that bitch. It's not who I am. Even our vows, the pastor's like, and obey. And I was like, and move on. Because I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a thing that's going to happen in my life. So for me, the word submit is triggering because the word submit tells me that you think that I'm a motherfucking child or like I'm lesser than you. We not submitting nothing in this relationship. This shit is 50-50. I don't submit shit. I will let some things go. I will be, understanding or whatever to some things, but ain't nobody submitting to nothing in this house. That's not the shit that we on. I don't believe in submitting. If you are 2 consenting adults in a household that are doing things together, that are making a life together, then there is no submitting. I can't submit to a nigga when we work the same hours. We got 40 hours apiece and you want me to submit to you? Kiss my motherfucking ass. I'm not doing that. That's not a thing. That doesn't exist. No,
you
nigga.
Are doing it, though.
No, I'm not submitting shit. What I'm doing is making sure that my household is 50-50. I'm not submitting shit. I don't submit nothing. I don't submit paperwork. I don't got to clock in or clock out. I don't submit shit. Don't nobody submit nothing in my household.
It's the word. I think the word is triggering. We've covered this. We've covered this several times. The word is triggering to many women. Not just you.
But that's my thing. No, that's my thing. Submit and obey are triggering words because I'm not a dog. I'm not a motherfucking puppy. I'm not a child. I don't submit or obey. What I do is I consult. I consult with my partner. We make decisions together.
Partnership.
It is a partnership. You don't submit to a partner. What partnership you submit to? No. What partnership? Ain't no partner. No. Ain't no submit shit.
Can you
Nobody's submitting shit.
Can you say that
you
defer to the relationship?
I can defer to things. I can communicate on things. I can confer on things.
It's the word. That word is never word.
Because words, I'm a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm a teacher.
Words mean a lot.
No, real shit. I'm a teacher. So words mean things. When you teach kids words, they mean specific things when you teach them. Submitting means a specific thing in the men and women nature. It don't matter if you black, white, whatever. When you say you submit, that means a specific thing. Ain't nobody submitting shit. I'm the head bitch over here. I don't spit nothing.
I want to say this.
I confer.
I want to say this. It's your viewpoint, and I realize that because as a Christian woman, submitting,
she's not
obeying. No, I'm saying I'm a Christian. I
was brought up Catholic.
My wife's a Christian. Listen. My wife's a Christian. I'm a Christian. So as a Christian couple, okay, we know that submitting is not what the
definition,
the way you feel about it.
The definition,
to submit to each other means that you respect each other. Obeying,
that's a different word. That's respect. That's not submit.
It don't make you a dog. It makes you respecting to the vows that you took to each other.
So say the word respect. Why do we have to say submit? Why does the word have to be submit? Because submit tells me I gotta calm the fuck down. I'm gonna turn the fuck up. You tell me submit, I'll knock all this shit over. I would knock all this shit over. You ever tell me to submit to some shit?
Lady, could you partner with me? Could you partner with me and moving on to the next question?
I got you. I just had to get that out for my bitches.
Free the host.
Free the host. Freedom from the shackles of submission.
Wow. That word was.
Woo.
Shin?
Yeah. I was going to say, and I hear your point, and I'm not bringing this word to you. I understand your point, principles on it and everything. But what Mel was saying is 100%, because as a Christian, we understand the word submit in two parts. One is that when you're not married, you submit to God. You surrender to God. And when you're not married, God's ahead of your life. When you are married, as they're married, the submission is you submit to your husband because he's the lead, he's the head. And I'm not telling you to do it. But even in that, there's a level of compromise and respect and consideration that partnership has for one another, that it becomes easy to submit. It becomes easy to, like, I have potential now that I'm like, wow, I can submit to this because you know what? They're not overpowering. They're not trying to strong on me. They're hearing my points. They're taking me into consideration. So I can submit to that. I can get behind a man who's going to lead me in the right direction. I hear what you're saying.
No, I can accept that definition of it. I can accept that, but
you just feel like me saying submit.
Just don't tell a bitch that she's submitting, because I'll fucking burn this whole house to the ground with you in it. Okay? Don't even tell a bitch she's submitting. No, but I get the definition. I understand that. I do. I get that.
We'll find your page and I'm gonna write submit.
Household.
Okay, question number 7. Women tend to date in the image of, y'all know that says imagine, right? Image of their fathers. In some cases, women that grew up with absent fathers tend to aspire bad boys due to lack of knowledge. I say yes.
I say no.
I say yes. I say because, first of all, maybe it's no. Maybe it's no, but it's a yes for me because my father was a bad boy. Okay. Very bad boy. Okay. My brother who raised me could have been seen as a bad boy, but he was the one with the aura. He wasn't a bad man. He was a bad boy. And this is where I kind of get my definition from. He did necessarily like bad things in order to provide for me. And so that could have been seen as a bad boy. But was he bad to me? Was he bad to the people around him? No, he was not. So that was my image. That was my father figure in my life, right? He did whatever he had to do to provide, no matter what it was. And those are the things that I think I looked up to due to lack of knowledge. Because even though I knew sometimes the things that he was doing was wrong, it didn't matter. So now when I grew up and I was dating, even though I know what this man is doing can be wrong, it didn't matter. So that's where my answer kind of comes from. Moving forward, when I had children, now my ideas of what a good man looks like, because I have a son, looks different. I don't want my son to do the things that the person that I'm dating is doing or the things that my brother was doing. I didn't want that for my children. So I wanted a different type of man to bring that forth. And only a different type of man could bring that type of forth, because these are my examples. So
that makes sense. Am I supposed to speak? Because I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I was saying for me, it doesn't seem to be true. My father was murdered when I was 2. My father was the only man my mother ever loved. So that's how I got my definition of love. Like, you fall in love with one person your whole life, and that's who you love forever. Not saying it's true. It's a fantasy, but that's what I grew up with. My mom painted the picture of my father as being a protector, as being, her heart, her healer, and all the things that she needed in her life. And my dad was, like I told y'all, he was in the streets. He was providing for his family, but he was a protector of his family. So that's what I think I look for, someone who is a protector of the family, opposed to the image of being a bad, having that street characteristic or whatever. So for me, it's definitely a no, especially when you don't know your dad.
Right. You love?
I'm gonna agree, because my unit of a family or of love, whatever you want to call it, it was not the conventional. It's not a mom and a dad. It was more of like a mom, a stepfather, and then myself. So yes and no for me. So yes, in the sense that I look for the characteristics that my stepfather instilled, like, oh, you should always want a man who can treat you like this because I treat you like this. He's supposed to treat you better. But that's not ideal in any way. I feel like in life, we grow and we encounter different people, especially fuck niggas and bad guys. So, your definition of love doesn't always have to come from, or your definition of what a man should be doesn't always have to come from the idea of what you see at home. So that's my take on it.
But did you learn that later on in life?
What?
Because the type of men you dated do resemble your stepfather in the way he treated you at some point in time. Initially, when you do date, those men do look a lot like how your stepfather looked or whatever.
Yes.
However, now it's changing.
Yes. That is correct.
Because you have been there, that's why you can say it's not ideal.
That's correct. Because I said before, bad guys or bad men or whatever, bad boys, whatever you want to categorize it as, they're essential. They're essential in your learning, and they're essential in what you need to go through in life. Sometimes, some people don't have to go through those things, but how do you know?
Right.
How do you know what you need if you don't go through the bad shit?
I'd rather go through the bad shit as a younger person than an older person. Think about the people who have been with a good guy from their whole life, and then they get old, they become older, and they realize, oh, I don't want this anymore. I want this excitement. They go after a bad guy.
Yeah.
Now they're experiencing all this crazy stuff way later in their life. Think about how detrimental that is, because now you're 40 and you're out here playing with the bad boys and the bad men, and that is not a good look, ladies. Like,
and put in situations, especially if you have kids. You know what I mean? Like,
and we see it every day in the news when these, ladies are dealing with these men that do things to their children, or things that they didn't think, or happen, or when events happen in their life because they dealt with a certain type of person way later. They were not prepared to be able to gauge the severity of the person that they were dating.
That's correct.
So my spin to this is with the women date image of their father. Well, I feel that, period, girls, if they're around their dad, they're going to automatically look for quality. Okay, so I'm gonna put the spin on it for myself.
Yeah, because
the reason that I am the way that I am with my wife, or the way I treat a woman, was because of the man that I was raised around.
Mm.
You know, I'm a nice guy. My father was a nice guy. You know, my parents got divorced when I was 3 years old. Okay. And from the whole time, I always remember my father, even when we was divorced, every Wednesday when he got paid, he went to my mother's house and put food in the refrigerator and all those things like that. They weren't married anymore, but he still took care of where his kids was. So I do believe that women, you know, do look for traits of their father and men. And I'm gonna the ones that do, we talking about the ones that have them. We're not talking about just everyone because you can't want for something you never had. Okay? But the ones who have had their fathers in their lives, they look for those traits when they go out and they date. They look for a good, if he was a good man, you look for a good man. If you think a lot of girls, sorry to say, they get their ass whipped because their father beat their mother ass.
Very
and
true.
They think that that's normal. You know, it's sad to say, but yeah, it may not have been y'all, but on this podcast, I guarantee you, we got a lot of women that you may say, you know, she looked for those characteristics of her father, you know, and if he was a bad boy, she wants a bad boy. But if he was a nice guy, then she looks for that. You know, she liked the excitement. But at the end of the day, and I'm gonna use all of y'all for this example. At the end of the day, you like the excitement, you like the glitz and the glam, you like all of that. But what you really was looking for is that nice guy, because that's where you end up at.
But
so
do
you just went your way to that nice guy? You had to go through all the stuff.
I can agree. I can agree with what you're saying there.
Do you feel like, for example, I feel like sometimes I've dated nice guys, but there just wasn't the nice guy for me. Like, I feel like even though I've dated assholes and I've dated nice guys, and now I'm at a point in my life where like I want to just date somebody that's okay, gonna be a nice guy or whatever the situation may be. Do you feel like, okay, let's say I'm dealing with someone and they're a nice guy. To me, I mean, that may not be what I'm looking for at the moment. And even though they have good qualities and they're nice guys, they're just not the nice guy for me. But does that make them an asshole? No. Or does that make them, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to put it into words.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, that is true. You can date nice guys and they're just not the nice guy for you. Just like I can date bad girls or good girls, but they're just not the ones for me. You know, it happens. I understand that. I totally respect that. But I'm just saying sometimes, you know, with the nice guy, with the bad guy, excuse me, you know, he's usually disconnected. And a lot of women at their younger age don't mind that disconnection. But when you grow up and you become a woman, you want to be connected to something.
A woman?
Yes.
A woman.
Yeah, you're a whole woman. A whole woman. When you become that, then you want to get with somebody who can genuinely give you what you need. And unfortunately, we have to go through those stages of going through the bad guy to realize. That's why I say we don't really finish last.
Y'all finished the strongest.
We just
we're strong. Exactly. Y'all finished the strongest.
We bring to the table everything you've been missing the whole time.
And it was right in front of your face.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta go around the block, spin it. Then you gotta go jump over the fence, you know, hop the gate. You gotta get into that shit. I hear you. Do backflips off the mattresses. You know, you gotta get crazy. And you gotta, you know, you just gotta, you gotta do the do. We gotta jump into these comments real quick before we head out. We're gonna have one last question and we're heading out. This is crazy. There's a lot of ladies here today. I love
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Y'all thought y'all had a force to be reckoned with. It's all my
It's not even a force to be reckoned with. Y'all are just talking to each other.
We're a force.
Say that again.
Hoes
unite. You're not going to get clear understanding if you don't want clear understanding. So if you're going to talk to each other, it makes no sense to get clear understanding.
Guys,
so if you're looking for understanding and you're not asking questions, that's what you get.
what's happening is you guys are looking for understanding because you guys are the nice guys. And this is an episode about why good girls, or in our case, bad girls, like.
So you don't think bad guys look for understanding too?
I think bad guys look. I think bad guys look for good girls because they tired of the bad girls.
Yeah, because they give them the same energy. That's why.
Yes, but
they give them the same energy.
I also
and
think
the niggas don't know how to handle.
I also think that bad guys
they don't know how to submit.
Wait,
hit the trigger.
Hold on, go ahead, Eula.
So wait a minute. So wait, Mr. Peterson. Wait a minute. Mr. Peterson says she's big capping. If she doesn't like submission, she would have never gotten married. Sex and marriage is the two ultimate forms of submission. Submitting is not. It's sex. Submitting in sex is not submitting in life.
It's not.
I don't submit a married woman. Sex is a form of life. If you submit through sex, you are submitting through life.
No, you're not. You're not. You can let a nigga tie you up and fuck you crazy. And guess what? He can't tell you what to cook the next day. That's not a thing that exists. That nigga can fuck you wild. And the next day he can't tell you nothing about your life. That's not submitting in life. That's not the same, nigga. Those shits are different.
But you know that men equate that. Men equate sex to like submitting.
They do. But men equate sex to life. No,
as a man,
the
I
real
do not.
shit. The real shit is men equate sex to life, and that's not the thing.
I definitely do not.
Sex and regular life are two separate places, especially for women. I don't know what to tell you.
Mason, you need to say something about that. Mason, you need to
I say it every week. I say it every week when I'm sitting out here trying to not fuck everybody.
Listen,
but
number nine.
Before now, let me say something before we even move on. Let me say one thing. So I think that like we're getting carried away when we're talking about nice guys and bad boys. And I don't want anybody in the audience to walk away thinking that nice guys is not the way to be, because we're romanticizing bad boys. And I think that that's what the media does. I think that that's what you're taught from an early age. I think if you don't have a father in the house and you don't have an example, the only other example you get is from TV. So you start idolizing what's on Instagram. You start idolizing what's on this. And you're like, oh, yeah, G-Hebro, that's what I want. I want that type of relationship. Not knowing what they have to go through, not knowing what they have to deal with. Sometimes we idolize some things that are not worth idolizing.
He said G-Hebro.
I don't like
G-Hebro. I know. I said it on purpose. I don't want to say his name and us get canceled.
Oh, shit. Well, I said it.
Not what I'm speaking negatively. But go ahead, next question.
I just want to say that I wouldn't date him.
He looks like a little hamster.
Okay.
Fuck is that?
I'm not submitting to no nigga with letters in his name. That's what I'm saying. No one's doing
I'm never saying the word submit again.
Don't even say the word submit. That shit is toxic, and I don't
partner
like
with someone.
Yeah, so basically, I think the all be all for this topic is as women mature or grow, does their appreciation for the good guy, aka the R&B type, grow as well? And I say yes. That's what I've been saying this whole damn motherfucking show. I've been saying that in my young years. Shin has said in her young years. Lady has said in her young years. Eula has said in her young years. Does the appreciation grow? Yes, it does. But in the night, we discovered the nice guy doesn't finish last. They finish the strongest. Thank you to the guys.
long and strong.
Long and strong.
Yep.
And I think that
not Mason piecing himself out.
Yeah, because what just happened there? Okay. Wow. So we like the nice guys now. We didn't like you back then. Back then you wasn't hot. We didn't want you. Now we're hot still, and we're still on you.
That part. That part. We're still hot. We're
just in the block. We're coming to you guys broken hearted, and you got to piece back the.
Come on, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You know, it is what it is.
Got to put it all back together.
Ladies, let's
fell off the wall.
Or you don't. Like, nobody cares. You don't have to piece it together. You either with a lit bitch or you not. Those are the rules. That's how it works. Like, if you a man who fell in love with a lit bitch, if you a man who fell in love with a bitch that go to the club, or a girl or a woman that does shit or is out with her girls on the weekends or is doing this, that, and the third, then that's the man you have to be after you marry me. Like, my nigga fell in love with a lit bitch. I'm out on the weekends. You're not going to see me on a Saturday in my house. That's not what we're doing. I be outside because he met me outside. He met me outside and he married me. But a lot of things, the problem is a lot of men, when they marry they lit bitches, they want them to calm down because they married. Nah, bitch. I was the same bitch you married, and I'm not calming down. I'm gonna be the same wild, rah, bitch you married. I don't know what to tell you. You love me this way.
That's probably them bad boys, because you know they be trying to change you.
No, that's what I'm saying. But no, that's the thing. Bad boys, good boys, medium boys. It don't matter which boy it is.
Because if
when they get with you, they try to change
you like this. If he married you like this, then that's what he wanted.
Yes, but when they do that, a lot of times when they do that, they want it, but they want it only for them. Or they want it to the extent that it's like, oh, I can brag and say, I got this lit bitch to calm down. Nah, nigga, we outside. Fuck you talking about? We outside.
Like I said, that's who you married.
But
that ain't
the men don't think
everybody. Because who I married, we ain't that way. I mean, and I'm okay with that. She ain't got to be a lit bitch. I'm good with her just being my bitch.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay. I'm not knocking the lit bitch. Don't get it wrong. That's not what I'm saying. So I don't want nobody to misinterpret that. But I'm saying it's the fact two people, when they come together, he knew who he married. Right. Blank period.
I agree.
What's your last statement before we wrap up? I don't know. Okay. Eula, any last statement before we wrap?
Banshees for life, bitch.
Free the hoes. Free the hoes.
But I still want a nice guy. I want a nice guy.
Period.
We love the nice guy. We want
Banshee.
a nice guy. We cut up this whole episode. You have something to say, Shin?
I did. I just wanted to say that, you know, in life, you evolve. So who you were at 18, 21, every generation, you evolve. So what you may thought you have wanted when you was 18 is not going to be what you want when you're 40.
Absolutely.
Facts. Facts. Super facts.
So, guys, I just want to thank you guys for joining in another crazy ass episode of Hush Your Mouth. But we came here, we talked our shit, we fucking.
The women ran this hoe.
We did. The women won this.
I don't feel like y'all really won.
We did. Cardu was trying to jump in from the comments, but we wasn't going to let him. Sorry, Mr. Peterson. Next time. But
I fuck the schemer first, then the drug dealer, then the nanobob.
They like fast money over here.
Because the fast money niggas, they got time. They can take you out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
But you just complain you didn't want
only take you out on the weekend.
Right? Or the type of guys you prefer. Scammer, drug dealer, or 9 to 5.
Drug dealer. I want him to move that weight. I'm your pusher man.
I'm trying to be on the YouTube. Respectfully, it is what it is.
I tell the world I prefer 9 to 5, but I really want a scammer in my heart. No funny shit.
those are high school and college girls.
That's what
they young.
That's what the women really want, gentlemen.
Them hoes was 21. Them hoes was 21.
And they spoke for all the women. Thank you very much. You can find me at YMBS_. It's Mason on Instagram. Don't forget to follow us. Hush Your Mouth _ENT. And I'm out.
At limit_squeeze3. You guys can find me on Instagram, or you can find me every Tuesday and Thursday here on Hush Your Mouth at 8:15. Ladies, y'all don't know where they find us.
They can find me here. I'm a whole secret.
I know that's right.
Thank you for joining us.
I know that's right.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Hey.